My name is Lisa Feldstein. I'm a health and fertility lawyer in Ontario, Canada. And in this video, I actually don't want to talk about the law. I want to talk about something that I've learned practicing surrogacy law. And it's something that's really important for intended parents to know. And it's something I've heard through surrogates, so they may not otherwise get to know this information. So when a surrogate carries a child for 9 months, even though from the very beginning she never planned to be a parent, she doesn't want to be a parent, there's still a certain attachment, a certain identity that emerges through the surrogacy process. A lot of the surrogate's life has to do with being pregnant and being a surrogate for almost a year, really, and sometimes longer than a year, because prior to the pregnancy, there's appointments at the clinic, medical appointments, counseling, legal, and so forth. And so at the end of the pregnancy, when the baby is born, all of that can end very abruptly. And sometimes it can feel a bit to a surrogate like she's being abandoned. The intended parents come in, they say thanks and goodbye, and they whisk their child away, especially if they live far away from the surrogate, if they're not friends and family to begin with. There may not be that much of a relationship that follows. Maybe they'll stay in touch once a year, but that immediate period of time after is a huge transition from a surrogate, from her identity and status as a pregnant person as a surrogate to not. And I've heard a number of surrogates talk about those feelings of abandonment. And so a suggestion that I give to anyone who's an intended parent considering surrogacy or in the surrogacy process now is to really think about the feelings of the surrogate. So it's not about the law. It's not, no matter what we put in a contract, it's not something that's likely to be enforceable, but to think about how is she feeling and check up on her and remain, I would suggest, a little bit more in touch than maybe you otherwise were going to. You're busy with the baby, but I would suggest really maintaining that contact, asking how she's feeling, how she's recovering, keeping her updated, or at least having the conversation about, is that what she wants? So that she can feel like she's actually being, like there's a transition rather than this abrupt termination of the relationship in a way that can be really, really traumatic in some cases, actually. So that's all for me for this video. I hope you've learned something new, and I'll see you in the next one.